Steven Spielberg is back directing another true story film. Man, this guy can direct anything. What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new movie directed by a legendary director that had my attention. And that movie is The Post, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, and so many legendary actors. This movie dives into the true story of the Washington Post getting a hold of these leaked classified documents from the government. Once they get a hold of these papers, they're questioning to themselves, should they publish the paper exposing the truth, or should they not and not face jail time and their jobs? Meryl Streep plays Mrs. Graham, the head of the Washington Post, and Tom Hanks plays a co-anchor. And this movie really does dive into what really happened and how the Washington Post can be described as heroes. I didn't know anything about The Post going into it. I just knew that it was the next directed film from Steven Spielberg, and it had Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep in the cast. And that right there equals the answer of Oscar bait. Spielberg usually directs these kind of films every once in a while. Bridge of Spies in 2015 was a huge Oscar contender, and this movie is that same type of style. And of course, Steven Spielberg is my favorite director of all time, so of course I'm going to go see this movie. What are my thoughts on The Post, guys? I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was going to be boring, and I wasn't going to be at all invested in the story. But honestly, I really was invested by The Post. It's one of Steven Spielberg's best true story films he's done in a while. In my opinion, better than Bridge of Spies. So let's dive right into the positives. Of course, you have Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks in the cast. You know they're going to bring their A games, and they do. Meryl Streep is going to get nominated for Best Actress. Let's be honest, it's going to happen, because she always does. I got to give the respect. Meryl Streep does a great job in this movie. She always gives a good performance. You know, she's really good as Mrs. Graham. She does give some great scenes in the film. And even though she wasn't mind-blowing to me, she still does bring her A game at her age. Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors right now. The man is fantastic in this film. It's not one of his best performances, but still, same as Meryl Streep, he does always commit to what role he is given. And the fact that he's collaborated with Steven Spielberg so many times just proves the chemistry they have. The cinematography in this film looked really nice. It did really capture this time period extremely well. It had a lot of bright sequences that makes you think this movie took place back in a specific time period when this film took place. And I just really loved the way this film looked. The script in this movie was very investing. The dialogue flowed extremely well. There's a lot of great, heavy talking scenes in this film, which you may think to yourself, a lot of dialogue-heavy sequences you can just get bored by. But in this film, it flowed really well, and it wasn't boring to me. There's a lot of intense scenes of the Washington Post, you know, having conversations back and forth, agreements, disagreements on whether or not they should publish this paper or they shouldn't. Talking about their jobs could be at stake or they could face jail time. And just really questioning to themselves, should we expose the truth or lie about it? And that's what I loved about The Post. The thing that makes this movie work is the direction by Steven Spielberg. I mean, the man never fails at all. Spielberg really did have a lot of passion in telling this story and bringing it to real life, and I gotta commend him as always. Spielberg really did put his foot on the pedal in directing this film. Now, this isn't one of my favorite Spielberg movies. I did have one major flaw with The Post, and it's with some of the pacing that happens in the film. The pacing really does drag a lot of times in the second and third act. There's unnecessary scenes that take place in this movie that kind of make you go, all right, let's go to the next scene now. I'm not as invested in this one particular part to the story. But then the film does pick up in a lot of scenes, but it's just something I gotta mention. In the end, guys, The Post really did invest me more than I thought it would. The Post had great performances and a really interesting story. Some people might be turned off by this movie and don't care about it, but I really did care about what Spielberg had to tell with this story. So definitely go see The Post if you're interested in these type of Oscar movies. On my rating scale, I'm gonna give The Post a 4 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, that was my review for The Post. Have you guys seen it yet? What did you think of it? Did you love it? Think it was okay? Or did you absolutely hate it? Let me know down below. If you guys missed earlier today, I uploaded my review for I, Tonya, so go check that review out right now. It's on my channel. I'm also going to have reviews coming out this weekend for 12 Strong, the new Chris Hemsworth movie, as well as The Phantom Thread and maybe Molly's Game. I'll see about that, but definitely look out for those 2 reviews coming very soon. Thank you guys as always for watching this review, and if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!